During the Clone Wars, the Grand Army of the Republic's Flametrooper Corps were dispatched to the sandy separatist world of Geonosis in a fierce conflict that would soon spiral into the Second Battle of Geonosis. These brave Flametroopers, however, were only able to be successful in the battle because of the sacrifice of their brothers that came before them, who were forced to endure a terribly designed and deadly variant of the Flametrooper clone armor, which killed the troopers that wore them. So, let's find out why the original Mark I Flametrooper armor was so dangerous, and how the Republic fixed their deadly mistake. Before we get into it, make sure you're subscribed for more awesome Star Wars lore content. Shortly after the Clone Wars kicked off, a select group of clone troopers from the cloning facilities on Kamino were chosen to fill a new unit of the Republic's army, the Flametrooper Corps. These troopers were trained in specialized fire rooms on Kamino before eventually being outfitted with Mark I insulated armor, which was quickly given the name Hotspot armor by its troopers. Unfortunately, however, the Mark I Hotspot armor had a major flaw, one that was incredibly deadly and got many of its troopers killed. When the insulated armor was created by the Kaminoans, they made a fatal mistake in the respirator system, meaning that it wasn't able to filter out all of the toxic and harmful particles produced by the clone troopers' flamethrowers and from the toxic materials from the burning environments around them. The Mark I armor exposed the trooper inside of it to horrendous amounts of smoke and only allowed them to inhale air which was heavily oxygen deprived, fogging their minds and impairing their decision making badly. Because of this, the troopers who wore this badly designed armor could not even make proper decisions on the battlefield, and the lack of oxygen to their brains was even causing them to turn on their own men. On top of this, the flame projectors that were issued to the clone troopers alongside this Mark I Hotspot armor were so oxygen hungry that they would suck all of the air out of the room, emptying it fully if the flamethrower was used in a confined space. This again contributed to the poor decision making and clouded judgment because of the low oxygen levels in the clone troopers. The Kaminoans failed to even put oxygen level meters on the Flametrooper visor in the Mark I version, leading to a lot of very avoidable deaths on the front lines. I don't know how the Kaminoans were this bad at creating the armor. After hearing reports of this utter failure from the original Hotspot armor, the Republic pointed fingers at the Kaminoans for poor design choices, but the Kaminoans pointed the blame back at the Republic, saying that they weren't given enough funding or time to fully complete the designs for the armor, causing them to take shortcuts in key safety areas. So tell me down below, who do you think was in the wrong here? Do you think the Republic rushed the Kaminoans too much? Or do you think they should have no excuse for excluding these safety features? In the end, both sides took responsibility for the horribly flawed design of the original Flametrooper armor and came together to produce the Mark II variant of the Hotspot armor, which was much safer and much more effective in combat. They used the lessons learned from the first version of the insulated armor to create a new evolution of the Flametrooper equipment, which would terrify any enemy they came up against. The Mark II Hotspot armor this time utilized a heavily filtered respirator unit and contained even more thermal shielding than the Mark I armor, insulating the troopers from the heat that was produced by their weapons. On top of the upgraded armor, the Flametroopers also had their weapons upgraded to a BT-X-42 heavy flame projector, which was perfect for driving enemies away from their defenses and to clear large areas filled with wild plants or contaminated environments. And it's a good thing that the Kaminoans finally fixed the problems with the armor, because these guys were sent into many contaminated environments to clean up and incinerate any remnants of the virus or other contaminant. So that was the horrible flaw in the Mark I Hotspot insulated armor that was eventually fixed, but not before thousands of clone troopers died wearing it. The Mark II Hotspot armor eventually allowed the Flametroopers to be successful at the Second Battle of Geonosis. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.